What's going on, guys? So, you guys know me with transparency and being honest. And full disclosure here, I want money for the shit I put on YouTube. You know, for any of the stupid videos I put out, no matter how little time it takes me to make it, I think you guys should give me money for it. And after some careful consideration, I've decided going the route of Patreon isn't really for me. But what I've decided, I've come up with a beautiful plan here. And I think a lot of YouTubers are going to jump on this. Now, I call this reverse direct deposit. Now, every 2 weeks, when you guys get your paycheck, instead of getting all of your paycheck, a certain percentage of it is just going to go into my bank account instead. And then I'm going to have some of your money, and you're going to have less of it. And I think that's a much easier thing for me to set up rather than having to do the whole fucking stupid Patreon thing and finagling with all those usernames and everything and then getting you guys to sign on board with it. This is just simpler. Just, you know, we'll cut out the middleman. You just give me your money directly. Now, of course, this is really just a really dumb and stupid joke, but honestly, I'm surprised something like this doesn't exist in YouTube already. And if it did exist, I'm sure there'd be plenty of dick riders out there explaining why YouTubers deserve such an extravagant thing to happen for them, because YouTubers are royalty, and we should kiss and bless the ground that they walk on. Well, that seems to be the conception with YouTube nowadays, and apparently that's just the era we live in, and it is what it is. But whatever. Anyways, what's up, guys? So I just watched Gamester81's video on what is e-bagging? A beautiful self-righteous title there. And I gotta say, I love when Gamester decides to dip his toe in the controversial pool every once in a while. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it is quite the feat. And this video is no exception. This is kind of an odd video too, because he went with the route of like playing dumb, like he doesn't know what e-bagging is, and then he has his friend on the video with him explaining all the things that happen behind e-bagging. Gamester's like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. It's like, dude, why are you playing dumb like that? Like, you know what e-bagging is. You've been on YouTube for 10+ years. Like, that's your video topic. You know what you're talking about. Don't play ignorant. Like, there's one thing subscribers hate, is it's forced ignorance and trying to come off like you don't know what's going on, where you know exactly what's going on. And then furthermore, like, if you pay attention, it's obvious that Gamester does have some actual deep-rooted views on the subject matter, and it does seem like he actually wants to call out some people and name some names when it comes to e-bagging, but because he's, you know, this super nice guy, he doesn't, and that's not the route he'll ever go. But because of his timidness, then it really comes off like he doesn't really have a valid point in the entire video, which, you know, it is what it is. But the one thing that really did resonate with me with his video and what he said was that what Gamester said was that when it comes to anyone that voices criticism with YouTubers for e-bagging, they're just jealous of that YouTuber. And I fucking hate that excuse or explanation. It's really a very lame, very lazy explanation. Really all it does is just try and validate why YouTubers deserve, you know, donations, Patreons, all that bullshit that's going on. And you know, it doesn't come down to that people are just jealous of YouTubers. That's really not the explanation. I mean, what's going on, what we're seeing now is it's almost like YouTubers have pushed the whole e-bagging and Patreon and live streaming thing where as far as they can, and now it's like there's a group of people out there that, you know, if it was Star Wars, they would be the rebels. They're like the resistance. And this group of people out there are like, whoa, alright, like, this shit has gotten pushed far enough, and like, we're not down with it anymore, and now we're gonna voice our opinions and criticism on the subject. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a bunch of people now that are just fucking completely sick of all the e-bagging and all the Patreon shit that are like, alright, that's enough. Like, it's time for us to speak out against it. And that's what's happening. It's not that a bunch of people are fucking jealous of YouTubers. It's that a bunch of people are fucking sick of YouTubers and they're calling them out and their shit. And honestly, I'm glad it's happening. It's about time something like this happens. And then, you know, you got YouTubers out there. You got this dude, Radical Rick, who's out there making videos on subject matters like this, you know, calling out YouTubers on their bullshit left and right. And then, you know, all the YouTubers themselves are like, oh, this dude's toxic as fuck, and he's brainwashing his viewers. It's like, no, he's not brainwashing his viewers. He's opening up their fucking minds to what's going on with this shit. Like, it's disgusting with the e-begging and everything. And like, here's the deal. Here's what's going on. All right, the minute you open up a Patreon or have a YouTube channel that you've deemed big enough to where people should donate to you or pay money for your content, that's the same moment you open yourself up to criticism for receiving money from that avenue. The minute you open up a Patreon is the minute someone could talk shit about you for opening up that Patreon. And that's exactly how it should be. It should not be any different. I mean, what it's coming down to, where it's almost like big YouTubers are almost looked at, not almost, big YouTubers are looked at as celebrities, but, you know, celebrities have to deal with having shit talked about them all the time. But when it comes to big YouTubers, suddenly you can't criticize them. It's like, well, you can't talk shit about these YouTubers. They're real people. They're not like movie stars. They have feelings and stuff. So if they want to open up a Patreon, well, you're just going to have to sit there and be silent on the matter. And if you don't agree about it, well, you better not say anything negative about it. Tell you what, that's such a ridiculous concept to try and swallow. And And I'm glad that YouTubers have pushed the Patreon and the live streaming as far as it can go, where people are finally pushing back and saying, all right, this shit's gone on far enough. Like, we're not gonna sit here and swallow this anymore and nod happily. Like, it's the dawn of a new era is what's going on, and I like it. It's created a system of some type of checks and balances where YouTubers really can't get away with murder anymore, because that's what it was headed towards. It was like these YouTubers you guys worship and shit, like, stop, man. Like, they're not fucking movie stars or celebrities. Like, even movie stars, like, they're not gods. Like, these are just fucking people. Like, we don't need to put them on a pedestal. We don't need to give them money and hope that they're gonna be our friends. Like, just let them make their content. And, you know, if you see them doing bullshit, like, you know, trying to suck up donations on a live stream, feel free to call them out on it. It'll keep them in check. You know, I'm glad it's going on, and I'm gonna keep doing it myself. I don't know what else to say on this subject. I don't really know where I'm going, so I'm gonna end this. But you know, I just wanted to voice my 2 cents on this subject matter. But have a great day, guys.